Hi guys! Welcome ulit sa YouTube channel natin. Today, I'll be recording a lecture video para sa CE 361 Theory of Structures na class ko. So, shout out pala dyan sa mga students ko sa CE 361. Anyway, as I try to record the video, same pa din, I'll be addressing my students. Now, sa mga subscribers ko dyan na nagtitake din ng Theory of Structures, feel free to watch our lecture video. And, yun nga, disclaimer pala guys, ito palang video na ginagawa ko, hindi ko na ine-edit kasi medyo marami din kasi akong ibang klase din. Meron pa akong strength of materials na klase. Tapos yun nga, meron ding review. So, mahirapan ako mag-edit. Kaya yung raw file talaga to. Kung paano ako nag-record, okay? Yun na yung i-upload ko sa YouTube, okay? Now, ang problem dyan is, minsan, nagkakamali ako, like, paano mag-substitute sa calculator, okay? May nakakalimutan ako mga constants, ganun. So, or meron akong na-skip na mga slides, ganun. So, if ever ganun, try to comment down below kung meron kayong napansin. Like last time sa traces, buti lang hindi naka-apekto sa sagot natin. No? May mali ako sa paggamit ata sa calcu. Okay? So, I think mayroon akong, yung summation of forces natin, hindi ko nasali yung isang vertical load. So, anyway, hindi man nag-matter yun sa sagot. So, at least okay pa din. So, yun nga, feel free to comment dyan, especially sa mga subscribers ko. Okay? Feel free to comment down below if ever meron kayong mga tanong. Okay? And then, I'll do my best na sagutin yun, yung tanong ninyo. And then, para naman sa mga students ko, wala kayong problema guys. Alam natin na meron tayong live discussions dito. So, if ever meron kayong mga tanong, i-reserve niyo yung mga tanong ninyo sa live discussions natin. Yung mga tanong ninyo, at yung mga example problems natin will be solved sa live discussions natin. Okay? So, I think yan lang, no? By the way guys, sorry pala sa kung mapapansin nyo yung mga background, last na lang ba? Yung mga background noises hindi ko pa natanggal kasi nga yung mic na ginagamit ko is yung tablet ko lang. Okay, so nag-order na ako ng microphone na may parang condenser ata yun. So maybe makakatulong yun para mas maganda na yung audio quality ng mga lecture videos natin. Okay, so yan lang guys. I think start na tayo. So, yun nga, ang topic natin ngayon is deflection of beams. Now, specifically, double integration method. Okay? Now, kung mapapansin nyo sa mga previous topics natin, those are actually just review topics. Okay? Like, yung mga reactions. Okay? Determination of the reaction sa beams. Ganun. And then, in doing the shear and moment diagram sa beam. Kasi later on, kailangan natin yan, especially sa mga succeeding na mga methods to solve for the deflection of beams. Kailangan natin yun. Okay? Now, dito sa double integration, I think ang kailangan niya lang is yung skills ninyo sa statics. Of course, kailangan natin i-solve yung reactions beams. So, walang problema. Madali lang ata. And then, yung next is dito na, yung integration. Okay? Now, yung, I hope maganda yung background niyo sa integral calculus. Okay? Now, don't worry guys, kasi hindi na lang natin i-review kasi madadali man lang din yung mga functions na i-integrate natin. Okay? Usually, yung mga functions dito is mga polynomial functions lang. Now, I think hindi usually, yung mga functions talaga dito, mga polynomial functions lang. Okay? So, hindi kayo mahihirapan. Now, yan lang ata. Integration at saka statics lang. Yeah. So, yan lang. I think yung mga previous topics na magagamit natin sa double integration. Tapos yung iba, dito nyo na malalaman. Okay? I mean, dito nyo na matututunan. So, for now, let's try to start muna. Itong deflections. Now, deflections of structures daw can occur in various sources. Pwedeng loads, temperature, di ba? Naalala nyo sa strength of materials ninyo? Yung sa strength of materials natin or sa mechanics of materials, mechanics of deformable bodies, this is actually deformations, di ba? Deformation yung tawag natin dyan. Na ngayon, deflections na. Now, sa deformations natin last time, yung mga deformations natin, mga axial deformations, di ba? Kung tensile stresses or compressive stresses. And then, meron tayong thermal stresses. Okay, deformations. Na ngayon, we're talking about beams, trusses, at saka frames. So, we have deflections. Okay? Now, ang deflections daw, especially for beams and frames, are actually often caused by this internal bending. Now, if ever lalagyan natin ng load, yung beam natin o yung frame, usually kasi, that load will cause a bending, mag-cause ng bending moment. Okay? And then the beam will have an internal bending. And then that internal bending will actually cause ng mga deflections natin. Now, sa trusses naman, we have axial forces lang. Okay? So, wala kasi tayong pin-connected kasi yung trusses natin. So, walang mga bending moment doon. Okay, so anyway guys, before daw tayo mag-solve no, sa slope at saka sa displacement ng beam natin, it is often best no, to create a, para bang sketch pala, no? Sketch a deflected shape ng beam natin. Okay, or ng structure natin. Okay, so anyway, itong pag-create natin ng assume no deflected shape makakatulong no to identify no kung pababa ba, okay, yung deflection natin, pataas ba or tama ba yung assumption natin, o mali ba. Okay? So anyway, itong assumed deflection na to tinatawag natin na yan, elastic curve. Okay? So or locus of points. Actually, itong elastic curve are set of points lang to. Okay? So anyway, papakita natin dito, you know. For example, meron kang simply supported beam, guys. Yan, simply supported beam. Okay? And then, originally, horizontal, bakit hindi yan horizontal? Yan. Sorry. Originally, horizontal yung beam natin dyan. Okay? And then, as I try to apply a loading, yan, lalagyan ko ng load. Okay? Na pag nilagyan ko ng load, meron ng bending na mangyayari. Okay? And then, the beam will actually deflect. Now, obvious no, na the beam will deflect downward kasi yung load natin from the top, okay, nilagay natin pababa kasi yung load. So, obvious na yung beam will actually deflect downward. So, itong, yan, yung dashed lines ko, that is actually my, yan yung elastic curve ko, guys. Okay, ito. Yan. Elastic curve. Elastic curve. Okay? Now, maliban sa elastic curve, guys, meron din tayo, minsan din, no, yung mga tanong dito sa problem is yung slope. Okay? Now, ang slope, guys, alam natin no, kung ano yung slope, di ba? Change in rise over run. So, naalala ninyo sa, ano bang subject to? Analytic geometry ata to? Di ba? Meron tayong, alam natin no, paano mag-solve ng slopes. Okay? Now, ngayon, ang gagawin lang natin, meron tayong mga methods din, no, to determine the slopes. Depende din kung double integration ba, area moment ba. But, originally, ang slope natin, no, to solve for the slope, okay, at a certain point, for example, kailangan natin ng slope dito, sa point na to, yan. Gagawa lang tayo ng tangent line, okay? Gagawa lang tayo ng tangent line, and then, we will actually try to compute, no? Ay, pangit. Dito na lang, ito. Yung slope dito sa banda sa support, okay? So, ang gagawin natin is, we'll just create a tangent line, no? With respect to our curve. By the way, guys, yan, itong elastic curve na to, again, sorry sa mga background noises. Don't worry, guys, bibili na ako ng mic. So, ito. Okay? Yan, meron tayong straight line. Yung straight line na yan, which is tangent to a point here. By the way, I hope na alam nyo kung ano yung ibig sabihin ng tangent, ha? It only touches, okay, this curve dito sa point na yan. Okay, yung tangent line na yan, okay, ang angle na yan, ang angle na to, this is actually our slope. Yan. Okay? So, yan, I think okay na no. Alam nyo na kung ano yung slope. Alam nyo na din kung ano yung elastic curve. Okay? Sorry. Saan yung elastic? Yan, elastic curve. Yan. Okay, so I think okay na na. Alam nyo na kung ano yung tangent. Alam nyo din kung ano yung elastic curve. So, anyway, sa next slides, no, tuturuan ko kayo kung paano mas maganda, paano mas accurate yung assumed na elastic curve ninyo. But for now, check natin dito sa slide na to. Importante din na alam natin kung ano yung possible no, na slopes at saka yung deformations with respect sa mga supports natin. Kasi magbabago man yan, depende sa types of supports. For example, tingnan nyo. Yan. Pag ruler ang support mo, okay, wala kang deformation dyan, okay? So meaning, tingnan nyo yung curve natin, nandito pa din. Okay, and then, by the way guys, itong blue, this is actually your elastic curve, yan. Blue ba yan? Violet? Sorry, colorblind ako, no? So yan. And then, itong straight line na to, this is actually our tangent, no? With respect to our reaction here, yung point na to, and then that angle is actually our slope. Okay? So, pag ruler ang support mo, guys, wala kang deformation or wala kang deflection, but meron kang slope. Kung mapapansin mo, merong slope, oh. Yan. Ito yung slope mo. Now, likewise, pag pin or pag hinge, same lang din, guys. Yan. Wala kang deformation, wala kang deflection at saka meron kang slope. But, tingnan nyo, pag fixed ang support, guys, this is very important. Pag fixed ang support, ang mangyayari, guys, maliban sa wala kang deflection kasi hindi yan magde-deflect, okay? Wala ka din actually slope dyan. Now, anong ibig sabihin walang slope? Merong slope actually, but equal to 0. Meaning, horizontal, okay? So, tingnan nyo, ang elastic curve dito, tingnan nyo ang elastic curve dito, instead of going, tingnan nyo, di ba dito bumaba agad, ito bumaba agad, Okay? So, kaya ang tangent dito is ganito. Okay? Ang tangent line pag ganun. Dito, okay, ang nangyari guys, ito, ang elastic curve mo, hindi mo na siya bababa or tataas. Okay? Parang meron pa muna siyang straight line. Okay? Ito na yun. Nag-straight line muna siya ng kaunti. Okay? And then, yun nga, bumaba na. Okay? So, zero ang slope niyan. Anong ibig sabihin? Zero ang angle dyan or slope naman. Zero ang slope. Anong ibig sabihin nun? So, ito, yan. Ang tangent dito is actually just a horizontal line. Okay, ang tangent to the point here ba is just a horizontal line. So, I hope okay tayo dyan. So, I think itong tatlong supports lang to yung gagamitin natin no, sa mga example problems natin. Okay, so, yan lang muna. And then, tandaan nyo lang pag ruler or hinge, walang deformation. I mean, walang deflection, but merong slope. Tapos pag fixed naman, walang deformation or walang deflection, wala din actually slope. Okay? Or zero ang slope or horizontal muna. Okay? Now, later on, kailangan natin yan kasi meron tayong mga tinatawag na boundary conditions, but later on na lang yan. Okay? So, ano ba to? Yan. So, importante din pala guys na alam nyo kung yung bending moment ba, okay, na nandiyan sa beam is actually negative bending or positive moment or negative moment, and then ano yung positive bending at saka negative bending. Okay? Now, paano ba ito makakatulong no, sa paggawa ng elastic curve? Now, before that, check muna natin. No? Alam niyo ba na ganito yung, ito, this is actually a negative bending, you know, negative bending, and then this is actually positive bending. Now, kailan ba magkakaroon ng negative bending? Magkakaroon tayo ng negative bending, guys, kung negative ang internal bending natin dyan or yung moment natin dyan. Okay, for specific beam dito sa part na to. Now, sir, kailan yan mangyayari na negative yung moment? Now, baka isipin nyo na negative ang moment pag, sir, negative pag counterclockwise tapos positive, sir, pag clockwise. Hindi ha? Hindi yan yung basihan kung negative ba ang moment or positive ba ang moment. Ang basihan kung negative ba ang moment or positive ba ang moment is depende no kung paano niya i-bend ang beam. Okay? Now, if your moment will actually bend the beam and then it will have this deformation, no? Para maging, bending na concave downward, tinan nyo, that is actually a negative moment. Okay? Or negative bending to dito. Now, ang technique ko dyan actually nung college, ang ginawa ko, negative ang moment or negative bending pag ang beam nakasimangot, tinan nyo, nakasimangot, di ba? Yan. And then likewise, ito, pag nakangiti yung beam mo, positive ang bending mo. Okay? Positive ang bending mo pag nakangiti ang beam. The way you bend by the beam. Okay? Pag nakangiti, meaning that is actually a positive bending. Now, paano to makakatulong, no? Paano makakatulong pag ang pag-identify mo kung negative or positive bending in drawing your assumed elastic curve. Okay? For example, check natin, no, itong beam na to yan. Yung beam na yan. Check natin, ha? Yan, paano ba yan? Ganun? Okay. Now, kung tumitingin ako guys sa sa right side ng monitor ko, dual monitor kasi yung ginagamit ko, tapos yung nasa kabila yung OBS. Kaya chine-check ko agad kung tama ba yung scene na ginagamit ko, kung yung tablet ba or yung PowerPoint presentation ba. Anyway, meron tayong hinge dito no sa A, so I'll just assume a downward force na lang para maganda yung maganda yung shear diagram natin. Tapos dito is upward force. Yan. So, ito yung beam mo. Yan. Tapos, meron kang load P2 and then load P1. Okay. Tapos, meron tayong reactions dito, dalawa. Okay. Of course, wala tayong horizontal reaction dyan. Zero. So, I'm interested sa moment diagram. Okay. Kaya nga, di ba, nag-review tayo on how to draw your moment diagrams. For now, draw ko muna yung shear diagram. Okay. So, pag-draw ko sa shear diagram, Yan. Pag-draw ko sa shear diagram, siguro nung bababa to. And then, tataas na naman. Straight, bababa. And then, tataas. So, again, bababa. Yan. Due to this load. And then, horizontal lang kasi walang change of load, no? Walang nagbago. And then, tataas na naman. Tataas dahil dito sa force P2. And then, same pa din, horizontal. Okay. And then, bababa due to the force P1. And then, horizontal pa din kasi walang change of load. And then, tataas due to this reaction here. Okay, now, that is my shear diagram. Okay? Now, ang moment diagram ko dyan, siguro is ganito. Okay? So, zero yung, of course, zero tayo magsisimula kasi free end ban yun ng beam natin. So, this is, by the way, guys, negative area, positive area, negative area. Again, rectangular yung shear, so triangular yung moment. So, this will go down, negative area. And then it will go up due to this positive area na to. Ito. Dahil sa positive area na to. And then it will go down alin para maging 0. Yan. Okay? So ito na yung moment diagram natin, guys. Yung triangular na yan. Now, sa moment diagram natin, ito yung negative. Okay? Yan yung negative na area. Ito yung positive na area. Now, paano makakatulong yung moment diagram natin in drawing our elastic curve? So, balik tayo sa beam. Yan. Ay, sorry. So, ganyan na lang. Okay? So, sa beam natin, notice na if I'll try to draw, okay, then yun, this is actually a negative bending. Anong nga ulit yung negative bending? Diba? Negative bending kasi negative yung moment. Anong nga ulit yung negative moment? Diba? Dito, it will actually produce a concave downward deformation or concave downward yung beam natin dito. So, ang mangyayari guys, siguro pwedeng, paano ba to? Yan. Pwede sigurong ganito. Okay? Pwede siguro ganyan, di ba? Tingnan nyo, concave downward yan. But, kung mapapansin nyo, masyado nang mahirap, di ba? Mahirap. Paano natin to magiging concave? Pangit, parang medyo mahirap ba? Okay, so siguro, no, ang deformation natin is, pag ganito, yan, concave downward, di ba? Nag-concave siya downward. Okay, tingnan nyo. Downward, di ba? Downward man yan. And then, dito sa point na to, yan, sa point na yan, nag-change ang moment. Therefore, nag-change din ang curvature natin. Nag-change din yung curve natin. From downward, okay, naging upward na, nag-smile. Tingnan nyo. Nag-smile na yung beam natin. Okay? Yan na nag-smile dito, smile. So, ito yung assumed elastic curve natin. Yan, okay? So, at least, meron kayo idea, no, na, okay, ito yung elastic curve natin. So, siguro, no, pwede na ang deformation dito from here to here is actually upward. Okay? Yan. Nasa itaas and then dito, pababa. Okay? Depende pa din yan guys kung tama ba yung assumption natin o hindi. But later on, makikita man natin especially kung positive or negative yung sagot natin. Okay? So, don't worry guys. Now, likewise din, tingnan nyo dito. Yan, tingnan nyo. Let's try to draw our assumed elastic curve dito. Check natin ha. So, i-draw ko muna yung beam natin. So, siguro pag ganito, no? Ano ba yan? Anyan. Okay, and then, lalagyan natin ng moment. Siguro, I'll just assume a positive moment dito. And then, meron siyang reaction siguro dito pababa. Yan. So, I'll try to draw the shear diagram. Draw ko ang shear diagram, guys. Pababa, horizontal, walang change of load. Pataas, horizontal, walang change of load. And then, bababa. Okay, 0. Now, dito, sorry. Yan. Okay. So, paano ba to? Ito. Yan. So, meron tayong positive moment, guys, di ba? So, hindi yan mag-start dito. Okay, hindi yan mag-start sa 0. Mag-start yan sa positive din. So, siguro nandito yung moment natin una. And then, notice this is a negative area, positive area. So, bababa. And then, siguro, tataas. Yan. Okay? So, ang mangyayari guys, tingnan nyo, ito yung positive moment. Ito yung negative moment. Okay? So, ang mangyayari, if I'll try to draw, okay, by the way, fix yan ha. Yan. Yung elastic curve dyan. Now, same pa din guys, pag fix, di ba? Hindi yan automatic na bababa or tataas. Okay? Hindi yan automatic. Ang gagawin natin is straight line muna, counting straight line, and then it will go up or down, depende. Now, notice, this is actually positive bending. Okay? Ano yung positive bending natin, guys? Di ba? Mag-smile yung beam natin. Okay? So, siguro, para mag-smile yung beam natin, tingnan nyo guys, hindi pwedeng pag ganito ha. Tingnan nyo. Baka kasi ganun yung beam ninyo, ganyan. Hindi. Although, nag-smile yan dyan, notice na ito, there is actually parang nasa dito na parts o negative, hindi pwede. So, siguro, no, para mag-smile agad yung beam mo, ganun na lang agad. Ganun na lang. Di ba? Nag-smile, dito, nag-smile na yung beam, ano. Yan. And then, at this point, magbabago ang, okay, curvature. So, instead of concave upward, kasi nga positive, magiging downward na to dito. So, siguro pag ganito. Yan, di ba? And then, yan. Okay? So, yan siguro yung elastic curve natin. So, kung mapapansin nyo sa assumption ko, yung elastic curve ko is actually nasa taas sa lahat. So, positive siguro lahat ng y values ko. Anyway, if ever meron akong negative y value, later on, meaning mali yung assumption ko. Meaning, nasa ibaba pala yung elastic curve. Okay? But, later on na lang yan. Okay, at least meron kayong idea kung ano yung positive bending, kung ano yung at saka negative bending. Kasi it will actually help you to create your elastic curve. By the way guys, itong point na to, ito kung saan nagbago yung curvature, naging from positive bending, naging negative bending, that is actually our point of inflection. Okay? Yan yung point of inflection kung saan nagbago yung bending from positive to negative. Okay? So anyway, let's try to check yung mga methods natin. So itong methods natin guys, actually, these are all derived, no? Itong papakita ko, itong double integration, area moment, conjugate beam, okay? Ginagamit natin, these are derived na from ito. Hindi naman derived. I mean, ginagamit natin. Ito yung para bang governing equation natin. This is actually our moment curvature relationship. Okay, na yung moment divided by EI, or yung fractional rigidity natin, that is actually equal to our curvature. Now, ito naman guys, actually, this is derived from elastic beam theory. Okay, so, yun nga, medyo, I don't wanna bore you, no, sa derivation. Hindi naman sa mabubore kayo, but yun nga, medyo mataas. Anyway, ang derivation nito, ipapakita ko naman sa mga students ko talaga. But, dahil nga siguro mabubore yung mga subscribers natin manonood sa derivation dito, skip na lang natin, okay? So, tanggapin na lang muna natin to. So, yung moment curvature natin? Notice na yung second derivative daw ng y, okay, tingnan niya, yung second derivative ng y with respect sa x is actually equal to the moment divided by our EI, okay, flexural rigidity. So, ang E is the modulus of elasticity, while ang I, okay, is the moment of inertia of our beam. Okay, so, from this moment curvature relationship, we can actually create, no, ito na nangyari itong double integration method, yung area moment method, at saka itong conjugate beam method. Okay, so, check natin dito. So, ang gagawin lang natin guys actually sa double integration is, we'll actually try to solve for y. Ito lang. For example, ang tanong natin sa problem, what is the deflection at this point, okay? So, we will just solve for y at that point. So, anong ibig kong sabihin doon? Gaya nga ng sabi ko, okay? So, burahin ko muna to. Gaya ng sabi ko, for example, ito yung beam mo, yan. Itong deflected shape na to, and then this is x-axis, y-axis, di ba? Yan. Itong deflected shape na to, these are just points sa coordinate natin, sa coordinate system natin. Okay? So, siguro itong point na to dito, 0, 0. Okay? And then, itong point na to siguro, this is negative, positive pala kasi nandito yung x. Yan. Positive, yan. So, siguro positive 5 ito. 5, and then this is, sa y naman, this is actually negative, mga 2. Ganun. These are just set of points yan. Yan yung elastic curve natin. So, if I will try to solve for the deformation dito, kailangan ko lang ang value ng y, which is in this case, is equal to negative 2. Now, paano ko isosolve ang y? Okay, paano ko isosolve ang y? Yun nga, from our dito, yan, kailangan lang natin i-integrate twice itong m over ei. Okay? Kailangan na natin i-integrate twice itong m over ei para makuha natin yung equation ng y. Now, hindi ganun kadali nga. Aso nga lang, hindi ganun kadali. Okay? So, let's check yung next slide natin yan. Okay? So, ito yun guys. Ito yung governing equation natin, yung moment curvature relationship. Yan. The second derivative ng y, okay, is actually equal to our m over ei. Okay? And then, yung first derivative, okay, ng y natin is actually equal to our slope. Yan. Tingnan nyo. Slope is our yan. And then, ang y, itong y na to, this is our deformation. Okay, ito yung equation ng curve natin. So, para bang, paano ko ba ito sasabihin, ha? Anyway, I think mas madali, no? Pag meron tayong mga example problems. Okay, anyway, so ito lang guys. Ito lang yung gagawin natin. We'll just integrate. And then, after nun, we'll try to solve for y. For example, dito. Meron akong beam. Yan. Yan, meron akong beam, and then yan. Okay? Tapos, sinabi sa problem, find the deformation dito sa gitna. Okay, for example, ang total length ng beam natin is actually 10 meters, so 5 and 5. Okay, so alam natin no, from our assumed elastic curve, siguro it will deflect this way. Okay, now to solve for y or yung deformation dito, okay, yung deformation dito, kailangan ko lang ang point na to. Bakit? Kasi ang point na yan, ang location ng point na yan no, sa coordinate axis natin, which is itong, yan, x, positive x, at saka yung positive y natin, yan. Okay? This is actually 5. And then, ito yung deformation natin. Siguro, ano yung sign ng deformation? Ganun ba? Yan. Yung deformation natin is actually equal to the point y. Okay? So, hanapin lang natin ang y. Paano natin hahanapin yan? Yun nga, you need to solve for the function, okay? You need to solve for the equation na to. You need to solve for the equation of this curve. Yan. So, that curve is actually y as a function of x. And then, if ever you'll be asked sa deformation dito, so gawin mo lang na ang y is equal to, yung pang ang x mo, substitute that by a value of 5. Okay, later on. And then, makukuha mo na yung deformation dito sa midspan. Ang tanong, ano yung equation na to? Ano yung equation na to? Ito yung kukunin natin. Okay? Now, take note guys, an important reminder dito sa area mo, dito sa double integration method, depende sa number of segments or discontinuity, tawag ang iba sa ibang book, discontinuity anyway, depende sa number of discontinuity ang number of equations natin. Okay? Now, for example, tingnan nyo dito sa beam na to. Okay? Ano ba yung discontinuity? Now, ang number one na discontinuity is pag merong change in force, okay? Pag merong change in force, discontinuity na yun. Okay? For example, meron kang, by the way guys, don't worry, yung load natin na ibibigay natin is actually mga, for example, ito. Varying load, di ba? Varying load. So, kung mapapansin nyo, ito, from the start, okay, from the starting point of our varying load, at saka sa end point ng varying load natin, meron niyang discontinuity. So, meaning, ito, discontinuity yan, and then dito, discontinuity. So, this will constitute to one equation. Ito. Okay? Bakit? Kasi dito sa part na to, okay, meron siyang sarili niyang moment equation. Ito, meron siyang sarili niyang moment equation. Now, likewise, from B to C, tingnan no, meron din discontinuity dyan kasi from B, nag-end yung load natin. And then dito sa C, may bago na naman, may change of load dito sa C. So meaning, from B to C, that is another moment equation. Okay? And then likewise, from C to D, another moment equation. Therefore, if you will try to solve this beam, itong beam na to, yung beams na yan, and meron ka dapat tatlong moment equation. Okay? So, yung tatlong moment equation na yan, yan yung magdi-describe sa curve dito, from A to B, sa curve din from B to C, and then sa curve din from C to D. Okay? So, anyway, I think guys, mas maganda pag meron tayong example problem para mas maintindihan niyo. Okay? So, ito yung example problem natin. Yan, okay? For example, determine daw the equation of the slope and deflection of the beam shown. Ito, typical beam natin na meron tayong simply supported beam, and then meron tayong uniformly distributed load. Yan. So, I'll try to solve the slope. Tignan nyo, equation na, ito kasi yung maganda pag double integration yung ginamit. Pag double integration kasi yung ginamit, you can actually derive an equation for the elastic curve of the beam and the slope of the beam. Meaning, anong silbi ng equation set? Meaning, at any point along sa beam, you can actually solve yung slope at saka yung reaction. Okay? Kasi nga, meron ka ng derive, by the way, ito yung sagot, meron ka ng equation agad. Okay? Unlike the other methods na specific lang for a certain point. Okay? For example, try to solve for the deformation at dito sa gitna or for the deflection sa midpoint. Okay? So, to solve for that, pag meron ka ng equation, just substitute x as L over 2. And then you can actually solve y. Parang sinabi lang na, solve for y if x is equals L over 2. Solve for the deflection if ang is midspan. Parang ganun ba? Okay? Now, meron din actually disadvantage itong double integration. For example, you are not asked to solve for the equation. Okay? Ang tinanong lang sa'yo, solve for the deflection at this point. Now, it would be unwise to derive a whole equation for just a specific point. Okay? Now, meron tayong ibang mga mga methods doon. Okay? So, ang gagawin lang natin for now is ito muna. Let's try to appreciate yung value ng double integration by solving equations of slope and deflection. Okay? So, same pa rin guys. Let's try to solve that. Yan. By the way guys, important note before kayo mag-perform ng double integration method is number 1, review your statics. Bakit? Kailangan kasi natin yung mga reactions ito. We need the reactions dito at saka dito. Okay, so I think madali lang yan, no? So I hope na nag-review din kayo sa statics ninyo, especially sa mga subscribers ko. Don't worry, yung mga students ko nag-review na yan sa statics kasi nag-analysis of beams kami at saka trusses last time. Now, after sa statics, ang gagawin natin is we'll actually create yung moment functions natin or moment equations, moment functions na lang, moment functions yan. Now, ito pag-create sa moment functions, dito, ito, okay na kayo dito. Okay, check na kayo dyan. Dito sa pag-create ng moment functions, dito nyo pa makikita kung paano gagawin. Okay, so siguro hindi nyo pa alam yan. And then, after nyo mag-create ng moment equations, ano ba yung sunod nito? Solve reactions, create moment equations, okay, boundary conditions. Tama, boundary conditions. Itong boundary conditions, importante ito. Later on, i-discuss din natin kung ano yung boundary conditions. Now, itong boundary conditions, guys, actually, these are just parang known points sa curve ninyo. Now, we are actually trying to solve a set of points, di ba? Now, itong mga boundary conditions na to, these are actually parang points na alam mo na kung ano yung mga coordinates. Okay, alam mo na ba kung ano yung coordinates ng points na yon? For example, dito sa support. Yan. 'Di ba? If it will deform, 'di ba? Dito ito. 'Di ba? Pag nag-deform, pag nag-deform yung beam mo tapos merong supports dito at saka diyan, siguro just assume na pag ganun, 'di ba? Now, ito, this is actually a boundary condition yan. Yung dalawang yan, boundary conditions yan. Bakit? Alam kasi natin yung, okay? Alam natin yung coordinates yan. This is 0, 0. Okay? This is siguro ganito, this is y, this is x. So siguro 10 meters yung beam. So ang coordinate nito, this is actually ang x niya is 10, tapos 0 ang y. Okay? 'Di ba? Alam mo ang coordinates ng points na yan. Therefore, that actually qualifies as boundary conditions. Okay? So later on, meron tayong mga boundary, later on, i-introduce ko yung sa mga boundary conditions and continuity. Anyway, same lang yun, boundary conditions. Ang number 4 is integrate, di ba? Integration. Okay? Anong spelling ng integration, guys? Yan. Integration. Okay? So, ito, I hope okay na kayo dyan. Okay? And how to integrate. Integral calculus ninyo. Okay? Tama ba yung term, integration? Okay? So, anyway, sa integral calculus ninyo, walang problema, guys. Usually, mga polynomials lang. Okay? For example, naalala nyo pa? What is the integral of x squared? Yan. Okay? So, ang integral ng x squared is actually equal to, di ba dapat meron na yung dx, x squared dx. Lagyan lang natin, baka magalit yung teacher natin dati sa integral. Anyway, ang integral niyan, di ba, naalala nyo, x cubed over 3. Naalala nyo pa? X cubed over 3. Huwag natin kalimutan ang plus c. Naku po, pagalitan tayo niyan. So, di ba? Huwag natin kalimutan ang plus c. X cubed over t plus c. Kung ano yung numerator, di ba? Ang nangyari is x to the power n, okay, dx, ang integral niyan is actually just equal to x n plus 1 over n plus 1. Naalala nyo pa, guys? I hope naalala nyo pa, guys, ha? Naalala nyo pa? Siguro naalala nyo pa, Kayo pa. Okay, and then plus c1, yung constant of integration natin. Okay, so anyway, if ever hindi nyo naalala, mapipilitan kayong alalahanin. Okay? So, let's proceed muna. So, okay na tayo sa integration, and then we also have yung last is of course yung pag-solve na natin. Okay? Substitute. Ito, walang problema, napakadali nito. So, actually, yung mahirap dito sa double integration is ito lang, yan, yung dalawang yan. How to create your moment functions and how to establish yung mga boundary conditions mo. Okay? So, let's try to solve an example problem. Yan, ito. So, let's try to solve the equation of the slope and the deflection of this beam. So, tingnan natin, guys. Ito yung beam natin, no? Yan. Okay, ito yung beam. Yan. Now, again, try to ask yourself, ilan ba ang moment equations na gagawin ko para sa beam na to? Now, again, paano natin malalaman kung ilang moment equation? Depende no sa number of discontinuities. Now, buti na lang, kung mapapansin nyo, from starting point dito sa A, okay, ang end, di ba, meron tayong varying load. Ang end part ng varying load natin is nandito din. Okay? Therefore, from A to B, okay, from A to B, that is actually one, okay, parang one segment yan. Therefore, nag-discontinue lang dito sa A at saka sa B. So, isa lang ang moment equation na gagawin natin or moment function na gagawin natin. Ang sunod, sir, paano natin gagawin yung moment functions? Now, ano yung pinakita ko sa inyo kanina? First, let's try to solve muna yung, ang first step natin, di ba, is statics. Let's try to solve muna yung reactions. Huwag niyo kalimutan yung reaction. So, if this is W, and then this is L, I hope you will agree this is actually WL over 2. And likewise, this is actually WL over 2. Okay? So, check na natin dito, you know? WL, ito W, ang intensity niyan, and then we have L. Okay? So, I think tama man, no? WL over 2. And then next, guys, is we will try to solve, no? For the moment functions. Now, paano ko gagawin yun? Ang gagawin ko, guys, is I will try to cut the beam. Now, depende na sa iyo kung saan mo i-cut. Basta ako, siguro pwede ko na lang i-cut dito na lang. Okay? Now, gaya ng sabi ko, guys, pag hindi pala dito sa kabila, sa review pala yun na klase. Anyway, pag nag-cut ka ng beam, guys, you can actually, ang mangyayari dyan, maglalabasan ng internal shear, internal moment, okay? Which is, yan yung hinahanap natin, yung internal bending, yung internal moment. Okay, now, if I will try to cut the beam, I can actually consider two free body diagrams. Yung left or yung right. Okay, now, depende na sa iyo kung ano yung i-consider mo. Okay? But, ang i-consider ko na lang siguro is yung right na lang. Okay, so if yung right ang i-consider ko, so parang ganito. Over 2. And then, ito, naputol to, di ba? And then yan. Okay? So, this is still W. Hindi nagbago yan. W pa din yan. Okay? And then, this is, hindi na yan L. Okay? Now, by the way, guys, important note then, if you will try to create yung moment functions niyo, dapat meron kayong coordinate system. Okay? Mga coordinate system. So, ako, ang coordinate system ko siguro dito na lang pag ganun. Yan. Okay? I'll try to establish ganito yung coordinate system ko. Ito yung value ng X. Okay? So, dito, ang value ng X dito, ang value ng X dyan, X is actually equal to 0 dito. And then, pataas, until such time, aabot siya sa L. Okay? Tingnan nyo ha, notice yung arrow ko, ito yung arrow ko, ito. Yung arrow ko is nandyan. So, yung tail dito, that is actually 0. And then, increasing yung value ng X. Importante yan, guys. Later on, makikita nyo kung bakit. Okay? So anyway, di ba nag-cut ako dito, no? Nag-cut ako dito. So ano yung mangyayari, sir? Pag nag-cut ako, maglalabasan ang moment. Okay, now guys, I will assume a positive bending. Now, bakit ako nag-assume ng positive bending? Kasi, alam ko na it will actually deflect downward, di ba? Tingnan nyo, ang beam natin will actually deflect downward. And it will, paano to? Ano tong deflection na to? Downward. Di ba nag-smile ang beam? Therefore, that is actually a positive moment. Okay? Now, since positive moment yan, kasi nag-smile ang beam, ano yung itsura ng positive moment? If dito, i-consider ko to. Di ba ito yun? Yan o? Di ba ganyan? Yan o? Di ba? It will actually rotate, clockwise. Considering this orientation, ha? So, di ba? Pag in-apply natin yung moment na yan, it will actually bend the beam like this. Di ba? Parang pag ganun. Okay? So, I think tama naman yung assumption ko. Anyway, malalaman natin later on kung ang sagot natin is positive or negative. So, this is actually our moment. Yan yung moment natin. Now, ano yung susunod kong gagawin, sir? After nyan is, doon na, gawa na tayo ng moment function. Paano natin gagawin, sir? Alam natin yung sum up ka ng forces. Sum up ka ng moment at siguro dito ka mag-sum up. Pwedeng dito, pwede kayo saan, depende na sa iyo, okay? But ako, dito na ako mag-sum up ng moments. Diyan. Summing up moments at, point A? Ano ba to? A na lang siguro? Hindi. May A na kasi tayo kanina. Hindi yan A. Summing up moments at O na lang. At O. Tawagin natin. O is equal to 0. Clockwise is equals counter. Clockwise. Okay? Ano yung clockwise moment natin? Obviously, we have M. M is actually clockwise, di ba? Tama man, di ba? M is clockwise. Ano pa ang other clockwise moments? Ano pa yung other clockwise moment? Okay. We have M plus ito, W. Okay, ano yung resultant dito? Di ba? Pero yung resultant, WX, di ba? WX. And then, ang moment arm niyan is actually X over 2. That is still a clockwise moment, di ba? Clockwise moment pa din yan with respect to point O. And then, that must be equal, wala na kasing iba, to our counterclockwise moment. Okay? Ano yung counterclockwise moment natin, guys? Ang counterclockwise moment is obviously itong WL over 2. So, WL over 2, ano ang moment arm niya? X. Okay, di ba? So, I think okay na tayo dyan. Okay, check down natin kung tama ba. Tama, no? Clockwise moments, M. Okay, at saka ang WX, resultant, with the moment arm na X over 2. Likewise, yung clockwise moment, counterclockwise moment natin is WL over X. Okay? So, tama man, no? So, ang sunod natin gagawin is, yun nga, try to solve for M. Let's try to solve for M is equal to, paano ba to? Negative W X squared over 2 plus W L over 2X. Di ba? Yan. So, ito na. This is actually our moment function. Yan na. Moment function or moment equation natin. Moment equation, moment function, depende na sa iyo kung ano yung tawag mo dyan. Okay? So, yan na. So, ang gagawin natin, guys, is ano yung sinabi doon sa original or yung governing equation natin? Okay? That the curvature, which is d squared y over dx squared, okay, is actually equal to m over e I, di ba? Okay? So, I can actually, pwede kong ilagay ito, no, na, paano ba to? EI, tapos, pangit na naman yun. So, pwede kong ilagay na EI, dito na lang. So, EI times y double prime na lang, okay, para madali. That must be equal to M, okay? So, maglalagay ko dito, EI times y double prime, that is actually, ano yung M natin? Negative, ano yan? Negative W X squared over 2 plus WL over 2X. Okay? So, ang gagawin natin, guys, we will now try to integrate this twice. Actually, twice para yung first natin na pag-integrate, makuha natin yung slope, and then yung second, makuha na natin yung deflection. Okay? Yung y natin. Okay? So, let's try to integrate this first, no? EI y prime. So, I hope naalala nyo pa. Yan. So, that is actually negative W over 2. Constant yan, ha? Yung W over 2. So, yung integral ng x squared, that is actually x cubed over 3. Naalala nyo pa? Okay. And then, plus WL over 2. And then, ang integral ng x is actually x squared over 2. Okay? Tama man, di ba? Tama. And then, wag natin kalimutan ng plus C. Baka magalit si ma'am. Okay? Plus C. Now, C1 lang muna yan kasi later on, we will try to integrate again. So, meron na naman tayong bagong constant. So, pangit kung C dito tapos C din sa kabila. So, C1 yan and then C2 naman yung sa ibaba. Okay? So, I will try to integrate again. Okay? So, Y is equal to, or EI. Tingnan nyo, EIY, di ba? EIY is equal to negative, i-isolate ko na lang, ha? This is actually W, yung 2 times 3, that is 6. So, ano yung integral ng x cube? Ano yung integral ng x cube over 3? That is actually, ano yung integral ng x cube lang pala? X cube. That is actually x to the 4 over 4 din dito. Diba? By the way, sir, saan yung 3? Ang 3 nilipat ko dito sa kabila, kaya naging 6 to. Okay? Kaya naging 6 yan. Naku po, na-miss nyo na yung pag-integral calculus ninyo. Okay? Plus, W L over 4. And then, ano yung integral ng x squared? It is actually x cubed over 3. And then, plus C1, x. Diba? Naalala nyo? Integral ng constant, constant times x. And then, wag natin kalimutan ng plus C2. Okay? So, ito na, guys. Tingnan nyo. Meron na kayo. Ito na. Ito yung equation yan. Ito yung equation ng slope natin. This is actually our slope equation. Yan, slope. Okay? And then ito. Yan. This is actually our displacement. Tama. Deflection na lang. Deflection equation. Okay? Ang problem natin, na-solve na sana natin yung tanong. Kaso nga lang, kulang tayo, walang C1 at saka C2. Dapat meron tayong C1 and C2. Okay? Naalala nyo pa? Na dito na papasok yung boundary conditions. Now, since meron tayong dalawang C1 and C2, dapat meron din tayong dalawang, okay? Dapat guys, meron din tayong dalawang boundary conditions. Therefore, along sa elastic curve natin, dapat meron tayong dalawang points na alam natin ang coordinates. Now, ano yun? Okay, so, I think obvious naman, no? Na ang dalawang, asan na yun? Balik tayo dito. Ang dalawang points is, i-draw ko na lang ulit. Yan. So, pag ganun to, no? Okay, sorry. So, this is y, and then this is our, this is our x dito, pag ganun. Okay? So, alam natin ang point na to, ano to? 0, 0. Likewise, alam din natin ang point na to. 0, 0. Hindi pala 0. Ano yung length ng beam natin? If this is L, okay, if this is L, so ang coordinate niyan is actually L, 0. Okay? So, okay tayo dyan? Therefore, ang boundary condition natin is at y or at x is equal to 0, okay? Dito ba? Ang value ng y natin is actually equal to 0. Okay? Now, likewise, another boundary condition at x is equal to L. Pag ang x ba is L. Okay? Pag ang x is equal to L, ay mali pala. Mali. Sorry guys, sorry. Ito pala yung, dito para. By the way guys, yung boundary condition natin will reflect no sa coordinate natin. Mali yung coordinate system ko. Sorry guys, baguhin natin. Hindi pala ganito yung coordinate system ko. Kalimutan ko, hindi kasi kasya sa, yan. Dito pala yung y, and then papunta doon yung x ko. Diyan. Okay? Papunta doon yung x, diyan. Okay? So, ito na yung 0 at saka 0, and then ito yung, anyway, same pala din. So, L at saka 0. Okay? So, at X, pinakita ko lang sa inyo kasi importante yung coordinate systems natin. Especially dapat kung ano yung coordinate system mo kanina, dapat sundin mo din. Anyway, in this case, nagkataon lang na same. Okay? So, at X is equal to 0, L is equal to, Y is equal to 0. Now, that is for this, ito. Para yan dyan. Okay? And the other boundary condition is ito. At x is equal to L, ang y natin is actually equal to 0 din. Now, this is for dito yan. Para yan dyan. Okay? So, sir, paano natin gagawin yan? Substitute natin dito. Okay? I-substitute natin na ito, pag ang x daw dito, 0, ang y daw dyan, 0 din. Paano mangyayari yan? Sige, i-substitute ko. Burahin ko na lang muna to, ha? Ito. Burahin natin. Yan. So, at x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0. So, pag y 0, ei times 0, that is actually 0, di ba? Kasi pag y 0, ei times 0, that is actually 0. So, minus, so obviously, pag ito, 0, di ba? Maging 0 to kasi yung x 0. Anyway, papakita ko na lang. Ei times 0, that is actually equal to negative w over 6, 0 to the power 4 over 4, plus, naintindihan nyo? Parang ganun ba? Okay? 0 cube over 3, and then plus C1 times 0 plus C2. So, ano yun? Cancel. Ano yun, tira? C2 na lang. Therefore, C2 is actually equal to 0. Ganun lang. Okay, now, hindi always ang C2 is equal to 0. Depende yan sa boundary condition. Okay? Now, since alam ko na yung C2, I can actually solve for the other boundary condition. Diba? Nagamit ko na yung isa. So, ano yung isang boundary condition? At x naman daw is equal to 0. At x is equal to L. Y daw is actually equal to 0. Okay? So, ang gagawin ko naman, ei times 0. That is actually equal to, ano nga yung equation natin? Negative w over 6. So, instead of 0 to the power 4, gagawin ko tong L to the power 4. Okay? Kasi yan yung sabi sa problem. Okay? So, yan yung sabi sa boundary condition, no? Ang x daw is L. Okay? And then, ano pa bang sunod? And then, plus W times L over 4. So, L cube over 3. Tama ba to? Ito yung problem ko. C1 times L. Okay? Plus C2. Diba? But, di ba nakuha ko na yung C2, 0? So, tanggalin ko lang to. Plus 0 na lang. Yan. So, ito yung problem ko, guys, kasi since I'm doing this live, no? Hindi ko na ine-edit. Pag meron akong mali, nakakahiya. Okay? So, anyway, paano ba to? Cancel out to, no? Okay? So, with that, ang ano na lang natin is actually C1. Okay? So, check down natin dito. Simplify natin. 0, negative, WL4 over 24. And then, plus WL4, L to the power 4 over 12. And then, plus C1 times L. Okay? So, I think pwede kong i-add yung negative 24 at saka plus, negative 1 over 24 at saka 1 over 12. So, check natin sa calculator. Negative 1 over 24. I think obvious naman yung sagot, no? Plus 1 over 12. Again, don't forget the sign. So, this is actually negative. Positive 1 over 24. So, this is WL4 over 24. Okay? And then plus C1 times L. Okay? So, again, I'll try to solve for C1. Naku po, algebra. C1 times L is equal to negative WL4 over 24. And then, I'll try to solve for C1. Divide both sides by L. So, matitira is WL cube over 24. Yan, di ba? Nakuha na natin ang C1. Okay? So, once nakuha na natin ang C1, I think pwede na natin i-substitute sa equation natin kanina. Okay? So, ano nga ulit yun? EI times Y prime. Yung slope lang muna, ha? Yung slope muna. So, ano yung equation ng slope natin? Saan na yun? Negative WX squared over X cubed. So, negative. Dito na lang. Dito ko na lang ilalagay yung simplified. Okay? So, that is actually EI Y prime is actually equal to negative W over 6 X cubed, no? So, negative W over 6 X cubed. Okay? And then, ang sunod, plus W L over 4. So, plus W L over 4 times X. Ano yan? Times X squared. And then, plus C1. Ano yung C1 natin? Negative W... L cube over 24. So, negative, plus, minus pala to, dito plus. Asa na yun? Bakit nawawala, guys? Dito pala. Yan, minus W L cube over 24. Yan. So, ito na yung sagot natin. Check na natin kung same ba tayo. Para yan sa slope, ha? Check na natin kung same ba tayo sa sagot. Check na natin. Uy! Sir, mali yung sagot mo, sir. Actually, nag-simplify siya dito. So, let's try to factor out daw yung W over 2 EI. By the way, I'll try to factor out yung W over 2 na lang. W over 2. So, factor out ko ang W over 2. So, this will actually... Same lang yan, guys, ha? Factor out ko ang W over 2. Okay, so factor out ko W over 2. So, ang W over... yung W over 6 magiging negative W over 3 na lang. X cube. Plus, ito, wala na tong W, sorry. Na-factor out na yung W. X cube na lang pala. X cube, negative X cube over 3. And then, plus, ito, magiging L over 2, X squared. Tama ba? Tama? Okay. And then, ano yung sunod? Minus, ano to? L cube over 12 din. Tama ba? Think tama, no? So, yan. Diba? EI Y prime. So, actually, pwede din ang EI, ilagay nyo lang sa kabila. Okay? So, anyway, same tayo ng, sorry. hindi ko pala na-transfer yung, scene. So, anyway, ito yun, guys, oh. Tingnan nyo. Nag-factor out lang ako sa W over 2. Tingnan nyo, same lang tayo ng sagot. W over 2. Tingnan nyo, W over 2 din dito. Tingnan nyo, L x squared over 2. Diba? Meron tayong L x squared over 2. Nandito nga lang sa gitna. Anyway, same lang yan. Okay? And then, we have negative x cube over 3. Tignan nyo. Negative x cube over 3. And then, yung next, ito. Negative L cube over 12. Same din tayo dito. Negative L cube over 12. Okay? Okay, now, check na natin yung, ito. Check natin to yung deformation natin. Okay? So, sa deformation natin, yan, same din. Burahin ko lang to ha. At least, nakita ninyo na same tayo. So, sa deformation, same pa din. EI y prime, that is, EIY, that is actually equal to, ano yan? Negative WX4 over 24. Negative W x to the power 4 over 24. Okay? And then plus WL x cube over 12 plus WL x cube over 12. And then plus ba yan? Ano yan ulit yan? Tama, plus C1. Oh, C1x. So plus, yung C1 natin di ba negative? So, sorry. That is actually negative WL cube over 24 x. Okay, and then plus C2 which is 0. So, I'll try to simplify na lang. So, actually, ito na yung sagot natin. Okay? But, tingnan nyo, dito sa kabila, don't worry guys, okay lang kung hindi nyo ma-simplify. Check nyo dito. Yan, W over 12. So, factor out natin yung WX over 12. Check na natin kung same ba. So, I'll try to factor out WX over 12. So, if WX over 12 will be factored out, mga titira dito is negative x cube over 2 plus lx squared over lx squared lang pala, wala na, plus lx squared and then minus l cube over 2. Tama ba? Check na natin dito. Buti na lang meron tayong yan. So lx squared, meron ba tayong lx squared dito? Saan yung lx squared natin dito? Yan, lx squared, yan, meron tayo. Ang sunod, we have negative x cube over 2. So, check natin dito. O, tingnan nyo. Negative x cube over 2. And then yung last, we have negative l cube over 2. Okay? So, we have negative l cube over 2. See? Same lang tayo ng sagot. Same lang tayo ng sagot, guys. Now, sir, ano yung silbi nito, sir? Yan na yung sagot mo, sir? Yes, yan na. Now, paano natin magagamit yan? Now, dito sa problem na to, tinanong tayo sa equation. So, if tatanungin ka sa problem, find the deflection at midspan. Okay, so halimbawa, tinanong tayo, find the deflection at midspan. So, ano yung gagawin natin dito sa equation natin? So, to solve for the deflection at midspan, so parang sinabi lang na, find y, what is y at x is equal to L over 2. Bakit? Nandiyan kasi yung x, di ba? Nasa midspan kasi. Okay? For example, ito yung beam natin. Yan. Okay? And then, I'm actually interested sa deflection dito. Dito. Sa quarter point na to dyan. Okay? So, pag hinanap ko yung deflection dyan, by the way, dito yung coordinate ko, di ba? Pag ganun. So, ano yung value ng x ko dito? Ano yung value ng x ko dito? X is actually equal to L over 4. Di ba? Pag ganun kasi yung x natin, pag ganun. Okay? Now, yan yung maganda, guys. Okay? Yan yung maganda kasi once meron ka ng equation, any part sa beam, you can solve the deflection. Any part sa beam, you can solve the deflection at saka yung rotation, okay, or yung slope natin. Unfortunately, it is not, para bang, especially sa board exam, guys, trust me, I'm handling a theory subject din sa board exam. Hindi namin to tinuturo yung double integration. Kasi there are other methods that you can use. Kasi sa board exam, hindi ka tatanungin kung, maliban na lang, but so far, sa 10 years, sa mga past boards, ni isang tanong, hindi tayo tinanong what is the equation of the elastic curve? Wala. Tinanong doon is, what is the deflection at midspan? What is the slope at midspan? What is the deflection at point C, at point B, at specific points lang. Okay? Now, bihira na lang talaga na tinatanong yung whole equation talaga ng beam. Sir, bakit mo pa tinuturo to? Now, of course, kailangan nito malaman kasi what if, okay? Itatanong to later on, okay? At saka yung quizzes ko din kasi bibigay is equation na din. So, kailangan nyo din isolve. Anyway, don't worry guys, you will find yung value ng moment, yung value ng double integration is actually mapapansin nyo later on as we try to solve more problems, okay? Parang masasabi nyo, uy, mas madali pala na ito na lang. Okay? Uy, mas mahirap pala pag ganito. Okay? So, don't worry guys. Again, ang double integration, maganda to pag you are asked to solve. Okay, number one, pag yung equations yung hinahanap, like equation of the slope, at saka yung deflection, double integration talaga. And maliban doon, advantage ka kasi any point sa beam, once meron ka ng equation, you can solve the deflection. Okay? So, later na lang siguro guys, kasi 1 hour na. Later na lang ito example natin to. Okay? So, anyway, you can actually try to solve sa live na lang natin to, i-solve ko to live sa students ko. So, anyway, if ever, don't worry, i-record ko na lang din, tapos ibibigay ko na lang din siguro sa YouTube. But, you can actually solve this, tapos ang gagawin nyo lang guys is ganito. Notice na dito sa beam na to, dito sa beam na to, dalawa ang discontinuity. Okay? Meron siyang, dalawa yung segments natin. So, meron kang, ito, from A to B. Okay? And then, dito. And then, dito naman is from B to C. Okay? So, I hope okay tayo dyan. Okay? Tama ba yung term ko? Discontinuity? I think tama naman, no? Okay? So, anyway, para bang ang moment, I'm talking about the moment, ha? Okay? Mag-iiba yung moment function ba? Okay? But yung elastic curve niya is actually continuous dapat, ha? Okay? Continuous dapat ang elastic curve. But, yung moment is actually mag-iiba. Yung moment functions ba, mag-iiba for this segment from A to B and from B to C. Okay? I think mali yung discontinuity na term na ginamit ko. Anyway, guys, dalawa yung moment functions mo dito, and then later on, papakita ko na lang siguro noon how to solve for this. Dito, tinanong tayo displacement at C. So, ito daw ang displacement sa C. Okay? So, anyway, check natin yan next meeting natin. Okay? Sa live meetings natin. Yan lang muna guys, and maraming salamat sa panonood. Again, if ever meron kayong napansin na mali sa explanation ko, feel free to comment down below. Okay? Para mas maintindihan ng mga students at subscribers natin. Okay? So, yan lang muna. Maraming salamat sa panonood. And I hope na nakatulong din ako maintindihan lang kahit kaunti mo lang itong double integrations. Don't worry guys, more example problems sa mga next videos namin. Okay? So, maraming salamat sa panonood.